go. Darren has a number of qualities and expertise, and handling microphones, I guess, is one of those. Leo, thank you for your time getting me to the start of your meeting. In the last week or so, I've tried to go around to the committees and commissions of the village that are meeting this week, and I'll do so for the next few weeks as these boards meet to do a couple of things. First of all, to thank you for your work. All of the committees and the commissions of the village are staffed by volunteers who take their time over a period of years and use their expertise and their thoughtfulness to make good judgments and recommendations to the village of Pinehurst. And none could be more important, really, to the village than the board I'm sitting in front of today. I'm so glad to see that the board is fully staffed, that Planning and Inspections Department is back nearly perhaps to full staff, because your work and the things that you provide to the village in terms of advice and recommendations are among the most important that the village council can receive. So I appreciate your inquisitiveness as cases come before you, your questions, your recommendations to the village council, and again, thank you for the time that you spend on behalf of your village, our village together. What we want to achieve here is a very much of a common ground, and I look forward to working closely with you over the next few years. So again, thank you for your work and your diligence. It's well appreciated. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Mayor.
I didn't come to answer any questions, but if there are any, I'll do so. Otherwise, you have plenty of things to get on to today. Thank you very much.
We all look forward to working with the council and staff. We have a lot of work to do in the next year or so. And we got to get together and work on it, get it done.
In the retreat and pre-retreat meetings that we have at the village council level, now we meet before the retreat to plan for the retreat, and then we have the retreat. And one of those was earlier this week, and Leo was there, and of course Darren, and there's a long list of projects and ideas and things that you feel need to be addressed, and currently a long list of projects in the department that are being evaluated even as we speak. But again, thank you for your service. We all appreciate it very much. I wish you the best in your deliberations. Thank you.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you and yours. We'll get into the regular order of business at this point, and the next item would be approval of the minutes, of the draft minutes of November 7th, 2019. I guess to really be prim and proper, we should address the time that the meeting starts and the time that the meeting actually adjourns. And I've been remiss in doing that even till tonight. But I'm going to say this meeting started at 4:02 p.m. And other than that, any comments, questions, concerns, revisions associated with the minutes of the November 7th meeting? Seeing none, hearing none. Do I have a motion to approve the November 7th, 2019 minutes?
I move to approve the November 7th minutes as written.
Do we have a second? We have a motion by Ms. Burnett. We have a second by Ms. Rothstein. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Minutes are approved. Next order of business is new business and the adoption of the Planning and Zoning Board 2020 calendar meeting schedule. 2020, holy moly. Well, to me, in just reviewing things, it looks like there's really no holidays that would impact the dates that have been set for the first Thursday of every month. And if something should occur, let's say like the 4th of July holiday, where a lot of people are going to be moving out, going on vacation. Hopefully, we would know that in enough time in advance to make the necessary revision or change of meeting date. Other than that, anybody have any problems with either the Planning and Zoning Board dates, or actually Board of Adjustments as needed and follows our meeting? So I guess we need a formal motion to adopt.
Second.
As stated on the material that we received. We have a motion by Sonia, second by Philip. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We got a schedule. Thank you. Next item, general business. And I'll turn it over to Darren.
Thank you, Lou.
See what he has to say about general business.
Sure, thanks. First of all, on the way in tonight, I think Kelly gave you our brand spanking new comprehensive plan. Seen it ask if you need to read it again. What did I say? Read it one more time and then read it another 3 times.
I thought you said 4 times.
4 times.
Is that over the holiday?
I'm on like number 5.
Yes.
And I learn something new every time. So so just take a look. This is what we're going to be. This is what our work is going to be revolving around over the next couple of years. And they also, as we're going to be, some of you will be rotating off this board within the coming year. This will also serve as a lovely parting gift. So in the Christmas season, remember, this is for you. So write in it, and seriously though, we have enough room for in this three-ring binder as we send you articles. We'll 3-hole punch them. So when we send something to you, just put it in here and keep it handy. So thank you for that. Some of the items that are coming up, or some things that we have going on right now, per the conversations that we've had in the past, and it's heavy in the comprehensive plan: tree preservation, tree conservation, clear cutting. We took what we've learned at that last session that we had with P&Z and some previous work sessions, and we're right now in the process of drafting a proposed ordinance that we hope to bring to you the first meeting in January, just to talk about, not for adoption, but just to have a first look at it, because we've had all our talking, we had all our concerns, and we put it down into a document, into a proposed ordinance, and we're hoping to talk about that at the first meeting in January. I think it looks to me like it's a pretty good. It will preserve trees. It will do some conservation for us. So I think we'll have a lot to talk to and a lot to talk about. And I think it does what we envision in this book. Secondly, we were able to. I've been working with Beth, the city clerk, to try and I want to do more work sessions with the Planning and Zoning Board, so we can. Not list them at, they're all meetings, but the work session has a different vibe, a different feel, and we actually set up for a work session differently. We put these things into a square, we're closer, and we can have a better conversation. So I think we'll now be able to have designated work sessions when we need it. So we're working towards that, and I think we're, with the new comp plan, with some of the PDO changes that we're going to be proposing, work sessions are going to become an important part of our function here. So that will be really good. Cindy's first.
But let's not do it on Christmas Day.
No.
Can we think about even doing the work session after, if we have like a short meeting, like say today, it's not a long meeting.
Sure, we can do work sessions anytime we want. The idea was, if we needed to have a special work session, that instead of calling it a meeting, calling it a work session, kind of like the council has, where you get together in a small group and you just roll up your shirt sleeves and just start talking about the issues. Julia?
Sonia got my question.
No. No. Well, not now that you say it now. We won't have that. As you know, a lot of us have been working on, we've been working as part of the Tri-Cities group on corridor standards. That's another potential PDO change. We're just about getting ready to finish up with that effort. Once we're ready to finish up with that effort, we're going to bring it back to the P&Z as we start to draft the actual PDO standards for the corridor standards. So I'm hoping that we can get that done either hopefully my target is to get something before us, maybe in a work session in February. So that's the goal, is to start getting ready so we can adopt corridor standards for 15501, US 5, Midland Road, Airport Road, and probably 211 as well. So we're working on that. And lastly, I don't think I sent you this out yet, but Moore County's been working on a local wellhead protection program plan, and they're just going out to public hearing on it right now. We are putting a link on the village's website. It's also which links to Moore County with the plan. It's going to public comment right now. There's a comment period that's ending on January 7th, when the Board of Commissioners is supposed to potentially adopt that plan. And it's about, and the reason it's important to us is all the wellheads are in the village of Pinehurst, and if we want to protect those wellheads from future contamination and things like that, where we really become involved is it becomes a land use issue. So we start looking at it from a land use standpoint, what can or should be in those wellhead protection areas from a land use standpoint, and what do we need to do to potentially, maybe do we create an overlay? Do we do something to, provide any additional levels of protection to protect those wellhead areas? That is, like I said, I'll send you all out a link to that plan next week, but it's right now, I believe, I was talking to Melissa, she's putting up on our website this afternoon, so you can also go there, but we'll get you that link ASAP. And that's all I got.
Thank you. Alex, you have any comments with regard to the, I'll call it a informal work section we had with an applicant several weeks ago about Pinehurst South, and also what's on the board for our January meeting for growth workshop?
Yeah, I'd be glad to provide a few updates on those, Leo. Thank you to Leo, Cindy, and Sonia, who graciously volunteered some more time to sit down with myself and some applicants of a previous public hearing that went before us. The applicant and their engineering firm had reached out to staff to try to schedule some sort of informative, basically like a work group, to try to pick the brains of some of the planning and zoning board members to see what kind of proposal could be beneficial to the village, or something that we as a village could maybe get behind or support. What sort of mixed type development based on the language that's in our newly adopted comp plan. And so we gave some informal, not really material, I would say, information to them. We think that they really listened, and they're kind of working on sketching something up, so that may be something that is brought back to staff to take a look at, or potentially could come to one of the aforementioned work sessions that Darren mentioned that we're trying to set up for you. At this point, I have no updates from our meeting that we had. In regards to the January 2nd meeting of 2020, thanks to Leo, he had put me in touch with Casey Cook, who is with the North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality. I think that's the new department. So what she does is she is the Green Growth Toolbox Coordinator, and she had recently done a workshop at Weymouth Woods, which I know a couple of you guys attended. So she was graciously decided that she would come, thanks to Leo to really teeing this up for us, to come at the January 2nd meeting, talk a lot about the Green Growth Toolbox with you guys. Also, she has offered up the potential to do a half-day work session for the entire village, something that we can invite the village council to, that village staff and folks in the area could come to. I'm sure we could set up Assembly Hall and do that. So that's to be determined. A lot of details to work out for that. But January 2nd, for your regular meeting, we have no applications before you guys, aside from, as Darren mentioned, trying to get you something to look at and chew on and digest as far as the tree preservation. But in line with that, Casey Cook will be here to talk about the Green Growth Toolbox.
Thank you. Is there any other general business that we need to talk about? The next thing on the agenda is our next meeting date, which would be January the 2nd, 2020. That'll be a regular meeting. And you just heard a couple of things that are going to be on the agenda for that meeting. Folks in the audience, does anyone have any comments, questions, or concerns they would like to leave with us for consideration at this point? Seeing none, I guess a motion to adjourn is in order.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Jeremy, second by Cindy. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The regular Planning and Zoning Board meeting of December 5th, 2019 has been adjourned at 4:17.